quite the hurry. Starting like 3 minutes earlier than the usual starting date. What's going on? Well, quite a few surprises here early on. First of all, of course, they're beginning early, but also Infi is playing Orcs, dude. We have seen him switching races quite a bit, especially in GCS qualifiers. But now, even here in the lower bracket, where it's about everything and about a lot of prize money as well, he's using the green skins.
It's really, really interesting. I told you before, man, Infi and TH, they're playing a lot of Orc ladder at the moment. And it seems like it's not only due to patch 1.29, they abandoned the human race more often now. But Infi was super successful with his random play in GCS qualifiers, for example. So he's not weak at all with this race. Maybe he doesn't really feel comfortable against Undead anymore. WFZ not the worst player against human. And this harass already paying off a little.
He's playing this super aggressively. He went without any creeping, skipping the shop to borrow tech, ran across the map with the Circlet of Nobility and just tries to be as annoying as possible. So far, not too many creep steals. In fact, none at all have been accomplished by this Blade Master. He killed a couple of skeletons, but he's still far away from his level 2. But he has a very fast tech, and the Shadow Hunter coming out second. Now, his opening was unusual for today's meta game. If he sticks now with the meta, he would go tier 3 rush, and that's exactly what he's doing. So, yeah, interesting start here from Infi. Certainly not very normal.
Indeed, it is the Beastery, but not the double Beastery. So can we expect Wyvern here? He was playing a lot of Wyvern recently. I did a lot of preparation before this day, but of course that is all out the window now, because all the statistics and everything can't be used here, can't be applied with Infi playing Orc. He has a decent inventory with Circlet and Gloves, Wand of Illusion for creeping and tanking up some damage during the creeping. That's quite nice. WFZ, not level 2 yet, that makes it hard to get away from the Blade Master, but with this creep spot, is this kind of a special Remo creep route going for the laboratory that early?
Well, I'm looking at this and wondering myself. I don't think you can creep this with 2 Fiends. I really don't. You can snipe the Ogre Magi, certainly, but killing the Mauler is going to take forever when he gets inner fire. Doesn't have inner fire, though, but he gets scouted as well, so that makes this pretty dangerous, and he will retreat back. Doesn't have information right now where the Orc is. Perhaps the Skeleton scouting, lacking a little bit here, but I suppose he may have needed those for the creeps. I want to thank our first couple of supporters here. Mikey PX, this time with a subscription gifted to Sword Puppy, who we just learned is a married man. You poor soul, you. And Munners with a 3-month resub, and Munners as well with a 100 bits cheer. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot, guys. And here we have the first Wyvern out, plus the second one in production. So Infi is playing this Wyvern play. WFZ will scout it in a bit. It is nighttime, though. Infi is retreating here. He might not see it, but now he did. And Web must be coming instantly. You can't allow the Wyvern to get to a critical mass. The damage is just too hard. Also versus Fiends, like, it seems to be a little counterproductive to go for piercing damage against medium armored units, but if you have 6 Wyvern, the damage should certainly be enough, and you need 2 volleys and the Fiends are gone.
It goes both ways, though. Fiends having a lot of damage against Wind Riders, and the big key difference is, once the Wind Riders get webbed, they can't be microed. The Fiends can, and that is where it usually comes down to a micro battle, or if the Wind Rider player wants to go for that, but he has many options. He can go for like speed stroll, run into the acolytes, TP out, stuff like that, get favorable trade, and then get the upper hand in the supply count, or maybe tier 3, expand somewhere, tower up. A lot of options available to Infi.
TC third, and Venom Spears upgrade, War Mill for damage upgrades as well. We have a level 3 Blade Master here with the Scroll of the Beast, of course, nice for Wyvern, super nice for Wyvern actually, as long as there are no destroyers. On the other side, the Lich is still level 1, the DK is carrying the Orb now. He found a Mana Stone, which is of course the biggest thing that you can find at the laboratory for Undead. On the other side, Web is finished. And interesting Ziggurat position here in the base. Destroyer upgrade is coming as well. So far, WFZ is taking this well. He's handling it well. He's reacting well. He just needs to fight and get rid of those Wyverns. And
here's Creepjack. DK doesn't have level 3, but his army pretty strong. Oh, the Blade Master here was pretty low HP, but he was fast enough to get away. Found the Warsong Battle Drums. Those are going to be sold since he has a TC third anyways.
The Ancient Django, you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. TC is out and he has the aura there. He can go Stomp first now and keep the aura, so that helps a little. So basically it's a level 2 TC without stats now. That's nice for now, and then he can sell it for an Invo Potion or whatever he needs later on. Orb of Venom as well, plus a Sobi Mask for the Shadow Hunter. Nice items for Infi.
And the levels to accompany this as well. Level 3 for him. Level not quite 4 yet for the Blade Master, but soon he is opting for Windwalk 2 and Pit Lord here to deal with the heavy burst damage that the Orc can provide. Pit Lord, I always like to say, Howl of Terror, the first level, is like the best 1-point wonder in the game. It's a 33 or 30... No, 30% damage reduction. For a level 1 hero, that's sick! That's crazy! Of course, the more effective, the bigger the armies get. Already a peon trying to set up towers in the south, getting ready for an expansion, but there's still some creeps there. Didn't expect that. So not quite yet.
Yeah, he thought that WFZ is creeping this, but he doesn't. Claws of Attack for the Lich, certainly nice. Level 3 for the Decay, not level 3 for the Lich, but he does have Nova, which is already great against these Wyverns. Blade Master without Critical Strike level 2, I think. Yes, Windwalk 2. So I guess both are set, or is Infi's army still too small for a fight?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the critical mass of Wyvern is usually what you want to have for them to be effective. And 2 is not a critical mass, so I don't fancy his chances too much. One danger here for the Undead is Lich is not carrying an invul, so stop plus hex disable with focus fire could net him a kill on the Lich, but for that usually you need ensnares, which he doesn't have, since he has Windrider instead. Yeah, honestly, I don't feel like this Orc army is too good at fighting.
Yeah, that's true. He needs like twice the Wyvern that he has now. He's trying to set up an expansion, as you said earlier, creeping this natural free. Now, he can always go for a tiny greater, and I think he's doing that since he's saving up 600 gold. TC is quite tanky with a Ring of Protection, Howl of Terror applied, no Dispel, of course. Nice Stomp, though. First Wyvern about to fall. Here is more damage, and bap, down she goes. Destroyer in the air as well, and magic damage and piercing damage, both effective against them.
So, going for the Windriders in the back again, but the Fiends, they get stomped way too easily. This is the level 1 stomp, and it hit massively 2 times. Barely any splitting at all being done from the Undead. Hex now onto the last Fiend. The Lich in trouble, has to get coiled with a Frost Armor. He is still healthy. Another Destroyer up in the air. The first one was getting taken out, but now the last Windrider will fall as well. Both are dropping fairly low in supply. 45 for the Undead, 42 for the Orc. I guess it's still okay. Getting the Kodo Beast would be a big kill, would give him back one of his Fiends. Novaing the Grunt instead. I really don't agree with that choice. That means the Kodo will most likely get away. And the Destroyer is being purged up one hit after the next. That's going to be the kill here in a moment. Oh, he delays it a little bit with a coil. He has quite a bit of mana left still on the Death Knight. 2 more coils for him, but here comes the Windrider, excuse me, again. But it takes forever to kill this, and now the TC in trouble. He has a lot of armor with these rings. Nice usage of the Scroll of Speed to get him out of trouble. And finally the Destroyer falls. There's level 4 for the Blade Master. Big upgrade in damage. So it was pretty much a slugfest here, but in the end I suppose WFZ does win that fight, but barely.
I agree, it was almost a 50-50 fight, but the main thing is Infi has to invest his resources now. Can't go for a tiny Great Hall, he simply cannot afford it, and this is what kind of breaks the matchup. If the Orc has an expansion, it's kind of easy for him to win, but that is not possible at the moment. 2 Invo Potions on the Blade Master, 1 on the Lich. Very good damage, plus 14 already. More Fiends, more statues for more Destroyers, but is that a third Invo here? No, not going for that. But the heroes should be fine. WFZ is taking out the remaining creeps at the laboratory in this final patch 1.28. Of course, Critical Strike still super strong, especially now that he has it on level 2. And this item could help him. And it does. Command Aura stacks with the Kodo Aura. And this is massive damage now.
Right, here we go again. First Fiend gonna die quickly. Decent Stomp once again. Not as amazing as it was before, but one Bodo actually saved the Fiend, but one Fiend is gonna get lost. Gonna be traded for the Kodo. That brings back a Fiend? I don't think so. Or did it?
It did,
Maybe
yeah.
It did.
It did.
Alright, now with a back against the creeps and perhaps the Orc. WFZ looking to be in not the greatest position, but his army is still strong, and the Orc army consists of only Wind Riders. If it's only Wind Riders and it's 10, that's good. If it's only Wind Riders and only 3, that's really bad. So, Infi with a wise choice to retreat here, trying to plant his flag at the expansion here with the watchtower. But one watchtower isn't too sturdy of a defense. But I like his movement. He realizes he has lost map control, so he's going to the other part of the map to creep up the remaining creeps. The turtles usually is what is last left to be crept up, which is actually what the unit is taking out as well in the top left.
This could be a class +9 or a pendant of energy. And class +9. Oh, this Lich, man. Hands over the slippers. He is at +23 damage now. And especially versus Wyvern, man. If they don't have armor, they melt against this. Second tower. So Infi is trying this Hydra expansion, setting up towers in the upper left, setting up towers in the bottom right. One of these expansion must come through, otherwise it's too big of an investment. But of course, he doubles the chances with it, since you can't be everywhere, especially not as an undead, where usually you keep your army together and don't split anything.
Infi's getting some decent leveling done here, though, with level 4 for the SH. Not the biggest upgrade, I suppose, but got the belt as well. That's nice tankiness. He's gonna become more and more important the higher the level these heroes get for the undead. There's no Dark Ranger for silence, so it's harder to find the hero kills, but still, Coil Nova is always to be respected. Pitlord level 3 as well now. The thing about the Pitlord is he's really good on level 1. He doesn't scale so amazingly though, so... Let's see, here we go again. First statue being taken out immediately. Want to get rid of the regen as quickly as possible. Same as the case, of course, for Kodo Beast. Oh, the Lich in trouble. But the Blade Master not laying into him, so he is actually safe. Healing Ward getting taken out very quickly. Wind Riders getting webbed one after the next. The Kodo's still alive in the backline. I feel like that should not be allowed. But alright, fight still rages on. They're trading one by one pretty evenly here between Wind Riders and Fiends. But now that the last two Wind Riders are webbed, and that usually means that they're about to die when the numbers are so low. And the Fiends, we still have 4 of them alive. The statue, the last one, is gonna get taken out. But now, Infi has barely anything left. He has a Raider now, finally, but he can't really commit to any hero kills or anything, he doesn't seem like.
Bad rallying on the Wyvern here, gives him to WFZ for free. And yeah, this Lich is an absolute Gatling gun. 2 towers are up. Does he have the damage to knock him down? It is fortified armor, so the Fiends don't do too much against it. The A-bomb does. Raiders, as you said, coming in. Nice call by WFZ to save that Fiend. Blade Master is hacking and slaying, but will it be enough, or will he use another coil for it? No, he does have 2 more Fiends, so it's not that important. 2 more coils here, and the Blade Master is dropping quite low. There's no heal wave at the moment. He's diving into this towers. Is he overcommitting?
Lich has a lot of mana, dude. Where's the Novas? Using it on the SH here could be a kill, actually. He's holding on to it still. He's losing a lot of stuff. He needs to find some kills. Where's the Nova? Where's the Nova? You got almost 300 mana. That was a kill. If he uses the Nova, that's a kill.
But what a nice move by Infi to dodge the coil with the Invu potion. That would have been a lot more pressure on this Blade Master, and I don't think that WFZ can stay, that Infi can stay in this fight with a hurt Blade Master. He has to TP out now, otherwise he's running into the towers. With statues, I think the position would have been fine, but the statues were in the base to not be intercepted.
So how greedy is Infi? Does he actually go for the tiny right now? No. On only 36 supply, that would be pretty bold.
He's going for the tiny. He's moving back.
Is he actually doing it?
He has the gold.
Are you so greedy? Dude, you already don't even have an invul, bro.
He has 3 towers there. I don't think that WFZ can push into this. Or can he? I mean, there's only 2. Why is there 2 Kodos and only 1 Raider? That's a weird army composition.
That's so greedy. No invuls on... Oh, there's 1 invul, excuse me, on the Shadow Hunter. WFZ should have probably won that game had he used 2 more Novas in the last fight. Lich once again with a lot of mana. 400. And lots of right click as well. DK low mana, but with a mana potion.
And the statues are...
He's forced to engage here sooner or later.
Yeah. Mining starts with the peons moving over from the main. There is a little scouting from Infi to see if there's an undead counter expansion coming up. The main gold mines, 1,200 remaining. Intercepts a Fiend here, but nice burrow. So the multitasking is working, but there is a dust as well. So he gets that Fiend with ease. Close to level 5 on this blade as well. Damage multiplier times 4 around the corner. It's quite impressive actually how the Howl of Terror is only reducing the Wyvern's damage to -3. if it's a 1/3 damage mitigation.
Yeah, they have plus 30% from all those auras. That was certainly a nice find. And more towers are coming, and he's giving him more and more time. I feel like...
And he's giving him the shop control. Like, every single invul is basically going to Infi.
WFZ seems to be giving this game away. It's not over yet, though. He still has a big army. He has a big supply lead with 15. He has a meat wagon now to lay siege from distance. Usually that thing survives for only 4 seconds once the Blade Master shows himself.
1,
there he is.
2,
and when he pops the invul, he's definitely gonna get it. Coil Nova, there's the invul. Now he's low though, at least. Howl of Terror coming in, not affecting the Blade Master because he was invulnerable. Here come the Destroyers as well. Big Stomp once again. These Stomps, man, are just absolutely off the chain. Lich going for the invul a little preemptively. Didn't seem to be necessary. Can he get the Kodo kill? Can he get his Fiend back? Doesn't look like it. But the towers are not able to be repaired here. Peon's too far away. Blade Master needs to be careful about showing his face. The invul for him is still on cooldown. He shows his face again with the health potion at least being available. Raiders, one after the next, being taken out. The statues here seem to survive longer than usual. Again, the Stomp. Dude, these Stomps! Every single one is absolutely crazy, but now he's out of mana. So how much can he do now?
Yeah, the TC basically a big grunt now only, but the DK is low, the Lich is low. The spell on the Howl of Terror to have a little bit more mana. I guess the DK though, can he reach for him? No, the Blade Master has to heal up as well. No, actually he's fine with an invul. Gets this Destroyer soon. But the Lich, ooh, Clutch Coil. He has 3 more, but the potion is gone.
So much damage on this Blade Master. Woo! SH has only a little bit more mana, but fortunately there is a new shop over there. He's losing a lot of units here, Infi is, so he has the upper hand with the economy, but this is gonna be level 5 DK soon. And then the nuke becomes even more dangerous.
And don't forget about the level 4 on the Lich. There is Dark Ritual now, so more mana, more Nova, if he decides to use it, obviously. Blade Master again getting the invuls, is super close to 5. Where's the Shadow Hunter? There we go. 4.5, close to 4 on the TC as well, who carries a mana potion himself.
Here we go again. TC lining up for the perfect stomp. He has a mana potion, yeah, as you said. Those have been pretty damn good. More and
How's
more
that gone? Oh boy! That's...
It hits everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything.
Except the catapult in the back, maybe, but the Blade Master is low again. Has only a heal scroll after this invul potion. Heal wave rattling through, but not affecting the Blade Master too much. Level 4 on the pit lord. Once again, this stomp hitting 5 units at the same time. DK, 2 more coils. Does he want to use one? Oh boy, was that a mistake to coil that Fiend? Stun again. But there's not enough damage on the Lich here to get rid of him.
Blade Master going for other targets in the back. He's super low. Gets away with 100 HP. Lich still low HP himself. There is no more coils. So he needs to manually micro this statue to get more mana back. The Wind Riders get webbed and get taken out pretty quickly, but he holds. Infi holds. Has he held on long enough?
Lich is full HP again, though. He gets another Wyvern. That is level 5 on the Death Knight. Level 3 coils now, and a counter expansion in the upper left. Of course, Infi is contained here. There is no way in hell he's making his way over to the upper left. And the main gold mine is gone, but he's not all-inning. He's not selling buildings. He's moving his acolytes over.
I like that, actually. Exactly for that reason that you mentioned. If the orc leaves, he loses his expansion. So his own expo should be safe. Lich still no invul. That is still the weakness here. Infi is playing this well, but when it comes to the fights, he's not using the Hex Stomp, disable hero kill attempts, as well as the top orcs, which is of course logical with him being a human player. Now WFZ is engaging into this with his expansion coming up. This looks like a grave mistake. 2 Fiends lost immediately for nothing to trade for. He may be able to get 1 Wind Rider, but that was a bad idea to move to this high ground. Next Stomp coming in once again. It's amazing. Hits everything. And he's gonna lose his last Fiend. He has 1 more coming from the main. Blade Master, by the way, did get level 5. That's why we see the big crits. Kodo Beast. Nice scroll of speed again. These ones he's using really well. He wants to get rid of these statues. 1 more Wind Rider will be falling. That's why I always say, Wind Riders suck because they die so fast. At least
Trades-
when they're so few in number.
Trades it against the statue though, and in this position I think it's certainly a good idea to trade this 1-for-1, since the statues are so much more important than the Wyvern at this point. The damage is there with the Blade Master on level 5. He's getting low though, only has a potion, but the Lich in trouble as well. He's surrounded there. He needs to fight out somehow or swap the TP. In the meantime, a Peon is making his way over. I thought it might be a Wyvern or something. But Infi's Expo stands, WFZ's Expo stand. This game continues, and we're getting closer to the ultimates. Infi with another Invul potion. This might be the 12th Invul potion on his Blade Master. I have no idea. Even ghouls are there, but being intercepted. TC, Shadowhunter, Blade Master, all running over. He's actually towering this expansion, but WFZ is reacting with a wagon against the Orc expansion. What a great play by both so far.
Here we go again. Which hero is gonna die first? If it's the Lich, the Undead loses. If it's the Blade Master, the Orc probably loses. But it's a pretty big army here for Infi. Blade dropping lower and lower. S-Stage has more and more heal waves though. There's still this Invul available. Of course, Pitlord is the tank here. He's low mana, by the way.
What?
Can't use the Howl.
He used the last coil on something else, so the Lich is now in danger. He has, of course, Frost Armor, but that's about it. The Pitlord will fall. No Howl of Terror anymore, and he's not grinding up to Doom his ultimate, and this expansion is gone.
Certainly looks like it, and that should be pretty much the end. It is GG! And the 1-0 for Infi with the off race.
Wow. So impressive. WFZ, the third best undead in the world, and Infi is still defeating him with his off race. With unusual Wyvern play, but with amazing Stomps. Holy shit, I would love to have a Stomp counter here. How many units these affected.
Those were really good. But that's the thing. The Stomp has a counterplay, and it's called splitting. And there was none of that at all. Maybe he's used to playing Dark Ranger nowadays and just doesn't play Pitlor anymore and doesn't dodge the Stomps. But that was... It looked like lazy micro almost. And of course, the Lich having to TP out with 300 mana still. If he uses 2 more Nobas, he wins that fight, he kills the towers, there's no Expo, he wins the game. So yes, well played by Infi, but I have to be the devil's advocate here. WFZ did not play this like the third best unit in the world.
True that. His year so far was mediocre at best. Always dropping in the group stages. In those tournaments. And we have the slot problem again. There we go. But this is already the best result of his year so far in Color Cup. Lower bracket round 2, so 6th at best. I mean, he is a father, he has a family, so understandable, I guess. I don't have his record versus Orc here, but do you think it's a smart choice by Infi? Because
I think it's a bad choice, honestly. Like,
to
Orc
go for
is not... Orc is not...
Let me explain.
Okay.
In this top 6 or top 5 that we have here, we had 2 undeads, we had 2 humans, and we had a night elf. But no Orc remaining. So WFZ had to prepare for everything but Orc, and now Infi's choosing Orc.
Well, that may be true, but WFZ has prepared for this tournament, so it's not like the last month or the last 2 weeks he's only been preparing against everything but Orc. And from what I understand, ladder players to do is like, or most players to do is play ladder. So I think you get pretty well versed. And Orc, along with human, is like the most difficult race to get all the timings down. Night Elf and Undead is pretty straightforward, but Orc and human to get everything right, to make no mistakes, basically, is really hard. For Orc, especially with the micro as well. So, and I think he would have had better chances with human, but who am I to judge, man? He's got the 1-0 lead.
Exactly.
He lost with his human against Lucifer in the upper bracket. Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable with the matchup at the moment. And, well, so far it's going well for him.
I agree. It's going well for us as well because we get more support from you guys out there. Thank you, Xelos, for the 10-month resub. Thank you, ErtiSC2. Thank you, Quiz. Shout out to Singapore, I guess, for the sub, and OLB for 4-month resub as well. Yeah, Remo, we are above 500 subs. You know what that means, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna see us performing live on stream our great musical talents. My dancing and Neo singing, it's gonna be glorious.
Is it gonna happen today, or don't you feel like it?
Nah, I need to practice, dude.
Okay, I think I'm gonna sing today then, after the final. I mean, I have the white shirt on already, so whatever.
Nice. I like it. But you know what you could do? You could like use your green screen and put the video
behind.
yourself,
Yeah, I
you
got
know?
that prepared already, man.
Oh, you got that prepared. Very nice. Oh, that's so good.
So, match points for Infi. He could advance into the lower bracket semifinal where he would meet Lucifer. TH is... Oh, there we go. Lucifer. TH is waiting in the lower bracket final, and the 5th race Moon is waiting in the grand final. So we have 4 games today. The first one is halfway through already. Infi, of course, has to stick to Orc as he started the series with Orc. WFZ is about to be eliminated here without any prize money. Will he fight back? Does he have the solution? We go into turn Rock.
And what is this? Do my eyes deceive me, Neo? Because it's a fast fiend build. Wait a minute, did he play fast fiends on the last map? Shit, I did, right?
I jumped in late, so I didn't...
Yeah, we kind of missed the early, or they started too early, rather. And WFZ totally went away from early fiend build. Like 100%. He was the first player to never play them again, like a couple of months straight. But now he's doing it again. I wonder what prompted his change in his opinion there. Thank you very much to Sregan for the first time sub. And did you mention Orb already?
Yes,
Sure.
I did.
4 months. Well, thank you from me as well. So it is a Blade Master. No farce here. We're still on 1.28, guys. Remember, the last cast for us on 1.28. The last tournament. The last 1.28 champion, Neo.
Indeed. Well, technically, AWL will be played on 1.28 as well in the grand...
Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
True. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I lost my mind when I was talking to the Melon on Saturday. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw the clip. That was pretty good.
People were hating it, though. But whatever. Yeah, this is our last patch, 1.28 tournament here, and we're taking it to the grave to proceed in 1.29 with new balance, obviously. So, Blade Master out. Double burrow tech for more grunts, for more creeping in the early, therefore a later tech. And if you go Fiends, if you go Wyvern, you really don't want that later tech. Is he skipping the shop? No, he's not. So this is basically the latest tech that you can go for, right?
Yep, pretty much. 2 burrow plus shop. He's gonna do the little grunt trick here. So this is not so easy to do this creep correctly. Let's see if he has it down. Oh, he does have it down. Well done. Only taking damage from the trappers. Seems like his ladder play is coming to fruition. Oh, at the Tome of Experience.
What?
This is gonna land him on level 2.5 after this camp. After which he only needs the little orange one, I think, for level 3, which is like extremely good.
Yeah, Infi abuses his wind walk to the fullest here. I think Focus was the first to start this, and yeah, this is level 2, obviously. He's not taking too much damage, but he certainly needs the heal salves afterwards. WFZ is going for the same spot as well, with skeletons and 2 feats.
Does he have a... Oh yeah, he has a sacrificial skull. I think this creep route got introduced by 120. Fell out of favor a little bit again, because if you get punished with like Orc with a speed scroll, can be annoying. But he's not getting punished. They trade the camps here. Pendant of Energy. Oh yeah, that's exactly what he was hoping for. He used a lot of coils for this though. Yes. Only has 1 left. Usually you only need 1 coil for this camp. Of course, the more you invest, the faster it is, and the less damage you take. But anyways, he's gonna regen, of course. A lot of grunts already for the Orc. If he gets level 3 now with the next green camp, he can apply tons of pressure.
Yeah, Windwalk level 2, longer duration, faster movement speed, and especially on bigger maps like Turtle Rock, this is fantastic. The Undead, not super fast yet. He has the Aura though, that makes it a little easier. Infi is scouting for this, and of course WFZ, thanks to the Watch Award, sees what the Blade Master is doing. He's going for a staff for even more mobility.
Is he... Staff.
A player's forces are under attack.
I mean, Infi loves the staff, we know this. We see it on the Archmage all of the time. The thing about the Blade Master is, He's pretty speedy as it is, so... Alright, here he finds an item that certainly suits his skill kit, which is the Claws of Attack. Grunts get found by the undead. May be able to get a kill here with one coil and one more hit or two. Doesn't quite get it though. And yeah, that's the base level 3. Lots of mana as well. That's lots of backstab damage. He could perhaps force a TP on the DK. Oh, there's a crit. This is definitely a TP.
Going into Windwalk, 70 backstab damage coming in. Oh, he cancels it. There we go. Can he save himself though with a block? Does he want to he has 2 more Windwalks.
There you can see a slight micro mistake. The Blade Master was not far enough in front with the Windwalk to get the next hit out, so... Slight blunder. I think he could have still forced the TP, but that would have been all mana invested. Or he may still try to go for it.
Or TPing in his own base, and he has 1 more Windwalk after this, so if he gets a backstab, he forces the town portal, gets 1 more hit. The potion is super close though. Is he close enough to the shop? He has... Oh, he's slot starved! That was super close! Blade Master is hurt as well though. There is 3 more coils. Can he hold on? Infi is about to lose a lot here. Grunt down. Blade Master's in Windwalk is detected though. Throws out a coil. He has 1 more. He needs to block this DK. He needs to block this DK so bad, and he succeeds.
Whew. Those grunts, man, they just saved the game. But they may pay with their own lives for it, at least one of them. And that was super heavy overcommitment. I can understand it though. From Infi, there was no narrow tower in the base, and that's, by the way, super greedy. And he was like, oh, easy kill. But then the tier 2 finishes just perfectly timed. Otherwise, this DK was dead.
Shadowhunter second for Infi. That means, of course, tier 2 is finished. We have tier 3 on the way as well, plus the Bestiary. Is it this one Bestiary Wyvern play again? I don't really like it too much. If you want to go for Wyvern, then go double Beast.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you can't afford the tier 3 tech that fast. It all has its ups and downs.
I think so too. With Wyvern, go hard or just don't. So here's the Lich. SH is already starting creeping. Kind of amazing that he lost 2 grunts and still has 3 left over to creep. That's what the 2 borrow tech does for you. Still going tier 3, of course. Not as fast as we see it most of the time nowadays. Blade Master's trying to be annoying here. Can't find the ghoul kills though. And now we seem to be going into more of a creeping game.
Yeah. Everybody needs those levels, and I think Infi is not in the worst position here. Oh, big mana potion for the Lich. Nice. Because with this normal damage, you can take out the trappers, you can take out the turtles. With the Blade Master damage, easily gets this Warlord here. And that's level 2 for the Shadowhunter, plus a big item as WFZ is focusing on the consumer. What?
I thought it was going to be a Lionhorn.
Ah, no, it's a Soapy Mask.
Second tome of experience though, that's pretty nice.
200 XP for free. Very hard to outlevel that. 2.5 Shadowhunter already.
Well, it's a good creep check though. There is a scroll of speed. But this grunt is definitely dead. No scroll is going to save this one. With a good block, he may be able to... Oh, ideally he would like to get the Shadowhunter here. But hard to surround that guy with a scroll.
Was this the 4th grunt dying?
I think it was the 3rd one.
Still, 600 gold.
A player's forces are under attack.
Maybe he wants to make it even in terms of XP and feeds the grunts.
needs to give him one more.
Yes.
That's fair.
Tier 3 tech for the undead is finished. Destroyer upgrade is coming, or should be coming soon. For Infi, it's the same. He's going for the TC 3rd again. No Wyvern upgrade yet, because there is no Wyvern. He's going Raiders immediately, plus a Kodo Beast, but he's getting the 2nd rat spot off this map. Good mobility from Infi in general. And he's being rewarded with the Lionhorn. You were just a little too early with your prediction.
Ahead of my time. Story of my life. SH level 3, this is nice. And Lich is not yet level 2. And without the orb, DK only bringing it now pretty late, but he's gonna get another grunt here. That's his level 2. And the thing here is, Blade Master doesn't have an invul. If he gets Coil Nova, he may just die, but he coils Raider instead. And finishes it off with the Nova. So far, 2-for-1 trade, I think. Raider and grunt for a statue. So the trading game keeps on going in the undead's favor.
That is correct. Almost level 4 on the DK thanks to the early grunt kills, man. That's pretty hard. Destroyer upgrade is coming now. Infi is retreating and licking his wounds. Blade Master is close to 4. And headhunters are coming without the upgrade, reinforced defenses, so the burrow kill isn't that easy anymore, and the Kodos get buffed as well with the Warsong battle drum. So far, it's okay, but I think WFZ has the tiny lead here. The items are good, the consumables are good. Dark Ranger third this time.
And he just grabbed map control. It's pretty predictable where the orc is gonna be if it isn't right here, which is the red camp. So he may not have scouted this, but it's very, very likely, and he's right on the money. There's glow speed for the orc side if he wants to leave. Blade Master does have an invul, so he's in better fighting shape now. He's gonna take out the Ogre Lord. It's gonna take a little moment. He's gonna grab it up. Helm onto the Torrent Chieftain. Here's the scroll. There's a Destroyer here to dispel though, and this is gonna be a massive stomp again if he doesn't. Is he silenced? He's not silenced anymore. TC can go for it again. Good burrow. May still be in vision range of the Sentry Ward. No, actually not. And now it's pickoff time. He got one Berserker here. The orc has to run away. Hoping for a Fiend kill, doesn't get it though. Now the Blade Master's silence can't go into Windwalk with a Nova. This could be the invul forced. But once again, he doesn't use his Nova.
Yeah, I think he dispelled the silence with the Destroyer on the Shadowhunter. So he was able to cast Heal Wave again. Maybe it was running out and he just wanted the mana, that's also possible. Everything is healed up again, but the army is super small. Will the Stomps hit as good as it was on game number 1? Silence now on the Shadowhunter again, but he's not attacking him. He's regenerating mana a lot. Now Frostborn is cancelling the healing. That Stomp was nice, resulting not in a kill because the Blade Master, the DK, wasn't in range. Invul Potion on the Blade Master. Now a Fiend is around there getting burrowed, but is revealed already. Nice preemptive dust being used there. And the Blade Master, man, how does he want to get out of this fight? With Windwalk and Potion, I guess he is dusted though, and now focus is shifting to the Shadowhunter. WFZ is dominating this fight.
Lich is coiling. There it is, long range coil. That's the kill. Blade Master dead. Usually this is where the game ends. But WFZ has barely anything left. He has only 2 Fiends. They're almost dead. Here come more and more coils though. He has more. He found so many mana items. He can use the Wand of Mana Sealing next as well. That's what he's doing. That means no more heal wave. That means TC dead. And that means GG.
Yeah, that means the Shadowhunter will die as well. Equalizer. What did he say?
I thought it was gonna perhaps line up perfectly with his GG. But,
unfortunately, a little too early again.
Too early. Damn.
That was the WFZ that we expected. Despite the 2 tomes of experience, he was able to take this one with a lot of grunt kills.
Yeah. That of course was a lot of that came down to the overextension for the DK kill. That meant that he lost 1 grunt immediately and then proceeded to almost lose his Blade Master, but instead lost the grunt. But still, that's those 2 grunts then getting creep jack, 3rd grunt, and that's too much. Too much, Neo.
Indeed. Too much, too much, too much, too much. We have a donation by LeCrest Fallen, $3. Thank you very much. This, oh my god, this message, man. I think that's the first one we can't really read. Oh, whatever. Everybody wants a goth girl, but when the time comes to dick her down in a pool of goat blood while surrounded by sacrificial pageant flames so she can summon Baphomet, y'all want to complain somehow. Okay, bro. Wednesday around noon, and this is going on in your mind? Come on. What is wrong with you? Thank you very much for the contribution, though. Were you the lead singer of a hardcore band years ago? No, man. I do love hardcore music, but I was never in the band. That's for the better.
But you're gonna hear him sing later, guys. And what a beautiful voice he has indeed.
Yeah, you saw me. You heard me singing once, at least. Oh man, in China in a karaoke bar.
The Koreans. Wanna go to KTV? KTV?
Nah.
Alright, map number 3. Who's it gonna be? Of course, Infi has to stick with Orc. That's the way it always works in serious tournaments. You can choose your race, whatever you want it to be, but the first map is determining for the rest of the maps. So he has to go with Orc now still. We're going to Echo Isles next. Decision time. Who's gonna meet Lucifer in the next round? Could be Infi versus him. Might be Orc versus Undead. Might be Human versus Undead. We don't know. Or it could be a juicy Undead mirror. Now we're all looking forward to that. So, Infi, when he played it fairly straight up, fairly normal on Turtle Rock. That didn't seem to work out too well. Was that just because of that overextension, or is this really where WFZ has the upper hand? Should he try to go for more Wyvern again? Should he try to maybe harass the base more? Should he try to, you know, tower up tier 3 expansion? That stuff. That's what I would expect, honestly. And
Me too.
Isle's a pretty good map for an expansion as well.
Yep, and the base distance is not that long, so the Wyvern Harass works better because they arrive faster. Is he going for the double burrow tech again? That would certainly surprise me. Blade Master it is. Doesn't have the lumber at the moment. WFZ on the other side going for early Fiends again.
Yeah, he just totally switched up his playstyle from exclusively fast DK to now exclusively fast Fiends, as it seems. It is overall the more reliable strategy, because when you go DK fast, you may end up with like barely any experience. Whereas with Fiend creeping, you should always get it. Of course, it has the downside of the slower tech. And here's the shop early. Something that usually you don't want to skip on Echo Isles. When you skip the shop, you want to get circlets and harass the Death Knight, or the Undead for that matter. But going to the shop here takes forever, and then going to the Undead side takes another eternity. So usually you want to start creeping and gathering up those claws as quickly as possible. As long as they're still OP, Neo.
Yes, this might be the last time that Echo Isles is really, really good for Orc. Because if Infi is dropping out here, then there's no Orc anymore on this tournament. You all know this, 10 claw spots, and with patch 1.29, claws will not apply to critical strikes, so they become a lot less important for the Blade Master. So let's see. Starting off with a circlet, that is nice and all in every single patch. Death Knight, of course, a little later thanks to this early Fiend build. We have seen this punished quite hard, by the way, with the Shadow Hunter. But the Blade Master is focusing on his own progress.
One burrow tech this time, by the way, from the Orc. So this looks like the normal meta nowadays. Now usually the Blade Master would go towards the marketplace and look, oh, is there maybe a claw in here? We're going to take a look with him. There's only a circlet, which is still nice though. And he's going to grab it up. Is he? Yeah,
yes.
He is.
And with that, of course, it's easy to creep this Ogre Magi to get the only big consumable item on this very map. I mean, it can still appear in the marketplace. Huh?
The DK's coming. It's a little dangerous. He's got the dust as well. Oh, it's a dance. It's a dance, Neo. Who's better at Samba?
Looks like the Blade Master is. Gets it with it and a big mana potion.
He's still revealed. Couldn't he just follow him? Throw some coils? But I guess he has enough heal salves here too.
You know why I didn't see the DK coming? Because of this
brown
fucking brown color. Hate it. Hate it.
Well, anyways, let's take a look at the text here. Orc is pretty far ahead, the nature of the one burrow. He is, however, he is level 2. Oh, greater mana, as you said. So nice. So good, so juicy.
Is he sniping the Renegade early? Alright, that would be super greedy.
I think I need a grunt for that, maybe. No, he steals this one. Keeps the DK on level 1. That's actually a big deal. He invests the coil to secure his level 2. Had a lot of mana, so no reason not to do this, really. Blade Master, he's very low mana. I wonder if he feels so bloodthirsty that he's going to invest this greater mana for more harassment with Windwalk here, because he has no clarities. Would seem like a mistake to me. Well, it depends on how much he gets done with it, I suppose. So now WFZ looking to get more creeping done. This marketplace after the Ogre kill will oftentimes be ignored by the Orc, because Orcs are item greedy whores. That's what they are, Neo. So they go to other camps.
And maybe a claw now. Nope. Another circlet, man.
Player's forces are under attack.
3 of them, lots of HP, lots of not lots of damage, but additional damage. That's fine. Overall, a well-rounded Blade Master here. And again, WFZ with the ring, man. It's just insane how these rings are attached to him for years now.
Well, in the last 2 games, he didn't find too many rings, though. So, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it just stands out if he finds them, but we don't really notice when he doesn't find them.
Exactly. Like when, what's it called? Subjective perception. Like when you
Yeah.
think the wind's always blowing against you when you ride the bike.
That is
Neo wouldn't
true
know
though.
because he doesn't have a bike.
Dude, I'm coming from East Frisia. I had a bike. I had like more bikes than you, and I lost maybe more bikes than you in my youth.
That's quite the statement, Neo. Blade Master level 3 here. Lots of damage available if he wants to use that greater mana. But he's holding on to it. He's patient. His SH is coming out though. And
Dangerous.
this is dangerous for WFZ. Honestly, it feels like he's running into an anti-timing here. It's pretty much set in stone when the SH comes out. You should know about it. Now he's remembering. Oh shit, that's right, SH timing. But the SH popped the scroll of speed, and that usually means you have to TP. Otherwise, you're gonna lose too much.
Losing this one for sure, but nothing else. Good trade for Infi still though. Trading a speed scroll for a fiend. Decent for WFZ to not lose the town portal. Lich is coming. Slaughterhouse in tier 3. Again, the statue is the lowest priority here, as you need Frost Armor against the Blade Master and you need Destroyers against Orc in general. On the other side, it is a normal meta play. No Wyvern, just Raiders. And Kodos, of course, to back it up.
DK did just hit his level 3. Didn't quite get the claws, but got the gloves. Nice for the Lich as well. Blade Master lurking around. Would love to get some creep steals. Ideally some fiend kills, but once again he's low mana. Did he not bring clarities from the main? He didn't. Okay. Usually something that orcs will always do with their SH, especially when the blade's low. But he was saving some money. Perhaps forgetting about it. Peons are coming south already. Are they gonna start towering already?
40 supply is only 200 gold. This is not really...
Yeah, and he doesn't have a borrow coming up. Like, he can't make anything else.
This looks... Tower number 1, tower number 2.
Okay. And, you know, that's something that Undead aren't so used to. That's not the usual expansion timing. Oh, nice. Blade Master finds the tiny opening here for the Fiend kill, where the DK was away, getting the invul potion for the Lich.
Well, the Fiend was ensnared as well, so I think
Yeah.
he would have died even with the coil. Depends on how much HP you want to invest for this Fiend.
So here comes Infi from the north. No tier 3 available yet, really. No orb on the Lich. No statues here either. And no level 2. So this looks like a fight that WZ should TP the fuck out of. But he's trying.
He's trying to get the Raider somehow because he's getting like so many skeletons, but there's no statues. There's nothing. I mean, why is he staying in there? I don't get it at all. Normal damage, great against the Fiends here. Shadow Hunter, full mana, level 2, heal wave rattling through. There's not a single chance for a kill even.
Yeah, this is just a massive mistake. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious that they couldn't ever win this fight. But he's finding some kills here. That's nice, I guess. Lich is close to level 2. With the ghouls coming in, actually, he's gonna kill quite a bit more here with the surround against the trees. Gonna lose another Fiend. Lich is surrounded. Gets level 2. What can he kill? He could kill the Grunt, and there it is. But the Speed Scroll might actually save him on 16 HP.
Okay, I didn't see the ghouls coming down, so that was nice. Actually blocking the Raiders as well, who was about to be evacuated out of this position. So WFZ doing better than expected. Towers are up though, but he's still stuck at 40 supply, and no Great Hall coming up.
It's pretty nicely timed. The towers were actually being produced while the upgrade was coming, so they finished with reinforced defenses. And now with such a small army, this is impossible to get rid of. Lich once again in trouble. Frost Armor will keep him safe for a little bit. Would you please TP now, buddy? It is time to leave. He disagrees.
He likes this place apparently, losing the statue. Getting a little damage onto this Blade Master, but there's a Raider. He can ensnare easily. Okay,
Yeah,
this must be
easy
tough.
surround.
It's an invul, so he stays even longer. Uses the invul and swaps the town portal. Why? Just... why?
There's a lot of mistakes in WFZ's play. He's hoping that the Dreadlord will be able to remedy those mistakes. It's not quite the new patch yet, so we don't have that many sleeps available to knock Thitus. Oh man, I never saw that name before. And he's trying to counter expand. I like that, and there's no way you're cracking the orc anymore. So you have to hope that he doesn't scout here for the next 4 minutes.
This is the third hero that we see. First it was a Pit Lord, then it was a Dark Ranger, and now it's a Dreadlord. Like, what do you really want to accomplish? Do you want to go for more abominations, more ghouls with this?
Possible. I mean, frenzy ghouls are surprisingly good against orc, unless level 3 TC.
Players' forces are under attack.
But Shadowhunter, along with Raiders, is attacking the main. Blade Master was scouting the south. Oh, but the Acolyte actually hid from being scouted. But now, statues get ensnared. Statues can't get coiled. Here's the sleep. But gets woken up pretty quickly.
Infi seems to have the counter to the Dreadlord down, and then it's attacking your own units. Another sleep here, but he can't really be surrounded. There's an Invo Potion as well, and of course against this Blade Master, the ghouls are falling pretty quickly. He tried to transition into melee, but well, nice Nova though. Can get another kill. With Aura, everything becomes a little easier, with double Aura obviously, but this counter expansion has been scouted now. Oh, he's just running away. He's not cancelling it. Yet. His own expansion is up. And the TC is coming. But WFZ survives again.
Does open him up, open himself up for very decent timing though, which Infi's gonna know about. Can count the seconds here and then hit with a big army. Or he can hit right now. I mean, Diana still doesn't have much in the way of fearsome force. Here's sleep again, limiting the damage. It is working fairly well. But once again, it's waking up. 2-for-1 trade though now for WFZ. Might this be a bit of a turnaround for him? He's gonna lose the next statue here as well, leaving him with almost only his heroes. More and more ghouls are coming. They don't have frenzy.
No mana on the Blade Master. Can he somehow surround and kill him? There's no Windwalk. Heal Wave is helping him for now, but that was the last one. There is a TP. He is surrounded, but can he fight out of this? Sleep on the on the Shadowhunter. That's nice, and he kills the Blade Master. Tremendous play by WFZ out of nowhere, sleeping the TP carrying hero here, and he's not waking him up. And now with the Unholy Aura, he can run him down. At least one more grunt kill.
All right. That came as quite a surprise. Blade Master has been bought back. Of course, he has a lot of resources to keep on trading, even if it's not very favorably. And now, WFZ, this might be his hardest test yet. He has 1 Fiend, 1 Statue, and the 3 heroes. Against, honestly, not too much from the Orc side. But decent heroes, at least. There's barely any heal wave, however. So maybe going for the Blade Master is the right choice again, but he has an invul this time around. Stomp! Is he gonna be as nice as before? Oh, yes, the Aura first, actually. Never mind me. And he's just going for the buildings. WFZ will be able to run away. There's no end snares here. The ghouls come from the main again. Still no frenzy. Still not enough lumber for this.
Only 1 coil, no Nova anymore, and only 1 sleep. At least he has Blight now, so a little more regeneration. The reinforcements are constantly cut off for WFZ, thanks to the positioning of Infi. Loses another statue, trying to heal it or repair it with this Acolyte. Shifting the focus now to the TC, who is quite fast. But, okay, it's also quite tanky and survives. This nice block from the DK. Still, there's no mana. What can you do?
Speaking of no mana, though, SH doesn't have any heal waves himself, so Blade Master should be careful. But he has so much time before the expo comes up, so he really doesn't have to fight. I already felt the first attack was an overextension. He could just sit back, creep up more, get level 2, 3 TC, and then hit with 70 supply and totally smash him. Like that little Lannister boy in Game of Thrones who was smashing the beetles. Should be pretty easy to do. Even if there's no beetles left, only ghouls here. And still no frenzy.
Level 4 though, and with plus 22, that is quite a significant damage output increase. The first Wyvern is there as well, sleep on the Blade Master, but oh, the TC is actually not waking him up. What a bad friend he is. And yeah, no web. Ghouls against Wyvern Man, that is not an easy task at all. So he's down to his heroes once again.
Now you call him a bad friend. When I was waking you up in China, you never appreciated that about me. Every morning in a bad mood, man. And I was trying to lighten the mood. Blade Master, can you find the kill here? Once again asleep. Speeds on everything, and oh! The coil misses, the Dreadlord's dead. By the way, DK doesn't have a TP, so he could get Ensnares around as well. But I think there's actually no raiders anymore. Ghouls are dying like flies, so are the statues, so is everything, it seems. Oh, but the Blade Master, if he gets this kill, I mean, it still wouldn't totally be over, but it would be more interesting.
But now we have Storm, now we have the disable against the coil, so the lid should be the next item on the menu. Blade Master is coming back. Does he have something? Yes, he has a heal wave. And he gets rid of the Nerup tower as well, with more and more damage coming from the main. Is there a Nova? Nope, Blade Master survives this again. And with these Wyvern, it's so easy to take out the statues who are mandatory to stay alive for WFZ. He's holding on greatly, and he's trying his best. He's fighting like a lion, but the mistakes were done before.
I mean, it's 31 supply versus 66. Look at it.
Look at the supply.
It is ultra over. Wouldn't surprise me to see Taunt Totem being placed right here, right now. If there was a peon, I'm pretty sure he would do it. GG.
WFZ is out, and Infi survives the lower bracket after being thrown down by Lucifer. He's getting his rematch now in the lower bracket semi-final. TH is waiting in the lower bracket final. Moon is waiting in the grand final. So we have 3 more games up for you in store here as the funeral of patch 1.28. Color Cup grand final continues in a bit. We go into a little break, and then it's time for Infi versus Lucifer. Will he play Orc again? Will he play Human? We'll see about that. Stay tuned.